Liar. Right. Thank you so much for your patience, right? I've got somebody on.
Yeah.
Ahmed, is that you? You still there?
Yeah, my deal.
Anyway, thanks so much for waiting, okay? So you are connected now. Everybody can hear you. How are you?
Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant, Baba.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everybody. Larry.
So is Larry in the house? I haven't seen him anyway, but go on.
Yeah, I greet you, my people of thoughts.
Temple of Truth.
Yeah, Mama Libati Show, Run of the Show. Nǹkan tá a fẹ́ tá à ń gbàdúrà fún bó ṣe yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló máa rí agbára Ọlọ́run. Now, back to those mad fellows that used to come. You know, mostly if you post on Facebook, as they drop, they follow drop comments. I don't know. You go see, when you just drop, you go see our boom under. As you drop, I go
only
just
first
follow
5 minutes and they go back there, because after that, the violence I'll be seeing, I'll just be like, no, I can't read all this again.
You could just go cause trouble there, just listen.
I just
you know, away. as you post this Tinubu when in the talk, Ọlọ́run ló mọ nǹkan tí bàbá wèrè yẹn sọ. And somebody will talk say in go school, ó lọ school, ó kàwé, àmọ́ ó ka ọgbọ́n orí, ó ka ọpọlọ. You listen to Tinubu, you listen to what he said, and you start clapping.
And you are clapping.
You clapping to rubbish. Ṣé ayé ń tẹ̀lé àwọn èèyàn ní àbíbá? Because I don't understand. Someone
mostly
came out boldly and talking
mostly
rubbish.
It is because of money. Forget it. Others are because they are programmed that way and they couldn't see beyond that tribal, religious, and every other thing. So, like I said before, Baba,
Mayegun, you see, Mayegun, somehow,
yeah.
Okay, ẹni tó bá ń rówó náà ká tẹ̀ ní pé okay, orí owó tó ń rí ń bẹ̀ o, mi ò jẹ́ kó yẹ kó pé lórí ẹ̀ fi ń burú sí lójoojúmọ́ yẹn àtẹ̀lẹ́gbọ́n yẹn pé o wà greedy. How about ẹni tó jẹ́ pé wàá jáde o ò rí nǹkan kan bẹ̀ o sì sọ pé o lọ sùn, o máa ń jókòó ìwà àtàwọn èèyàn máa ń sọ̀rọ̀. You have senses of reasoning and you will listen to nonsense confidently and you come out to defend rubbish. You are not gaining anything from
that one is actually deeper too. You know what you just said is that somebody will go school who see all of these things, right? And he's still there and he clapping like.
And you be clapping.
I get that, but
those ones that they benefit from it, and at their time that they benefit and those ones too that they will defend rubbish. I know they are also hoping, but you are hoping for maybe 5 years. Oh, still you are just you keep trying. Can't you try something else? Can't you just try something else and be truthful to yourself? Because my even posted something, say, the way you are saying this about Tinubu, I hope you can say that about the other candidates. And later the idiot said, I'm not supporting Tinubu, I'm only supporting Showore. You should know the stand
it's all lies.
Of Mayegun is not supporting any of them.
No, they want
but
me
he's just
to
supporting the
see
fact.
Ahmed, let's be honest, right? They believe they thought I am like everyone else. Some were like, okay, what is he going to talk about if he says we should not support all these people? Do you get that now? They wish.
Yeah.
But even when I told them that, normal, you don't even need me. I'm not useful to them. I'm useless to all of them. In every biggest sense, so they'll just say, he lives in Scotland. Number one, he's not in Nigeria. Okay. Number two, he has no electoral value. I have nothing. Okay, so number three, my support for anybody is useless. So for somebody like me who now came out and said, I have seen the Wiri 1, the Osinwin 2, then I can't see the Akama making it 3, Labour Party, food done ready to be that. Even upon all of that, they still come here and say, we want you to tell us something about other people. What's I want to tell you? Tell you about Atiku where you don't know. Or tell you about Obi where you don't know.
You see, I can see a lot of them. So you, oh my God, oh my Mayegun should support. Will the content of Mayegun should support Peter Obi? Come,
now.
Let me ask you, what do you know about Peter Obi? That is the question. What do you know about him? Is it just the social media friendly that you're seeing that is deceiving you?
They are Nigerians.
Ṣé òun ṣeré ni àbọ̀ òun ṣeré? Mo fẹ́ béèrè question.
Ṣé you see that clip too? Baba, mo rí video ẹ̀ ń bì kọ́ báyìí. Mo save it straight in the I get so many Lagos Sababa call Mayegun. Okay? I get many obedient and I get many obedience. Okay? So when I get, and I know how to deal with all these people, right? Then I started seeing all this clip like you know that when people come and say Mayegun, yeah, I mean you are supporting Obi. You don't like Tinubu. I'm like Kinimole Sovele no. I don't know say kwen person with you away in your gidi báyìí. Only video cover. There's this particular video. Election and Nigeria. Election and Nigeria. And it was like Ọlọ́run ló ṣe dẹ́yìn iná sáàrin àwọn èèyàn àwùjọ àwọn èèyàn gidi. Ẹ̀sìn á sọ̀rọ̀ bí ẹni tó ọpọlọ yín tàbí ọpọlọ á yán bí ẹni tó rí ẹ̀ ti dá. Sometimes I use that. Because I laugh, as the way you are laughing, Baba, is the way I laugh at some of the comments. Before I post, I know what the reaction will be. I know those, even Obi people, the day they came for me, I bet you saw that too. When I said something about somebody that if Obi should become Nigeria president, that you have somebody who is going to look like his double or more. That president where I put beside Obi name. Those who are when they praise me, when they laugh, when they talk about Tifnumbu and Atiku, Obi people.
They will come for you now.
That day.
They will come for your head.
I thought this guy gets sense. I didn't even know that this guy is a useless person. Oh, he's a Yoruba man now. The country says he's a Yoruba man. You cannot trust Yoruba people now. He's a team. I was like, I know them very well. Baba, I know them. They are Nigerians.
As you drop your own, where you drop that clip too. Because now that video I first yeah, definitely you deserve this. I don't laugh, Taya. You see, if you just post, nothing. I go just go. I go just check the idiot, their reaction. Because I want to calculate. Pen and calculate the numbers of mad people.
Honestly,
and I dey just them, I dey mark them. Honestly, I dey mark their name.
If you go to Mayegun's Diary Facebook, yeah. If you are, see, I'm saying this to everyone. By the way, Ahmed, you know this, so back me up. If you are feeling a bad day, if you're having a bad day, okay, anywhere in the world, once in a while, just go to Mayegun's Diary Facebook page. Go and read comments. Just comments.
Mayegun notification day.
Just go read comments.
They get notification.
Where you sit down, you go dey laugh.
Mark far top of my stream. Click on Facebook Mayegun general police. I can't begin. I just go there to just use and catch
sometimes you go reply. Sometimes you go like, checking reply with the uni. But at times you go feel like
comment what work for reply work for, but you know, if as you drop them when we come, we will just laugh.
Nigeria frustration.
It's very short. The way you just put it's very short. Oh Lord, you posted something, so I can't talk. As I talk, somebody say, you see, even this house of money, because you see Abu Mujahid. Oluko mo malemi fi kini. Oh, that's the reason why I even went back to my place.
Make I tell you one secret. I get some friends. I have some friends here who said that it's kind of fun when you go into the midst of on social media, okay, and you begin to wind up the Tifnumbu people or Atiku people or one Nigerianist in a way. That is so fun when you do that with not with your own Facebook account or anything. And I'm like, people actually enjoy it. It was Mayegun, you don't understand. Comment section, Now, dear mad people, day. Web will be telling you that I give you 3 days. Go and ask of me. You don't know who you are talking to. I give you 3 days. You with people who die in your house. I say, what thing happened, Baba?
So
Like,
somebody don't ever threaten me like that.
Somebody they never tell you say they will show you.
As he threaten me, I can't give him number. I say, call if them burn your papa well, call this number. Call the number. Me give you where on a go meet. Koda woman no oni do. Abudi efe
therapy. Ahmed, na therapy. That's why I used the little time we spend here. You know, I use the little time that we spend here to remind everybody that we all know all these things and we know what is right.
I say forget to I know they Nigeria, but over fe se were. Emi gan ma be help we pẹ̀lú were to fe se were yẹn o ma share gidigidi. Abu you are talo fe ma hale mo. Emi look like
I'm used to them all.
I beg you, Mayegun, come and continue. We catch the point.
And now that's why I said the violence is starting. The violence is starting. It's starting.
Governors, APC governors are already saying they are not going to participate in PDP any problems. Obi people don't refuse say all this confusion. That is to our own advantage. And when you come up, we are monitoring. We are just waiting for the time that Google starter. We go come to Yam Pepe scatter. All of us will come begin pick up. We can start from there. Mo just be ready.
Keep ourselves together.
Anything to Bashele, we'll do our own. Oh, yeah, now.
Nice one, Ahmed. Thank you very much. So there are lines for me. I have sorry, my caller, hang on there for me for a second. When people meet me one-on-one, some of them will tell me that Mayegun, how do you feel? How do you manage to be so calm when these people? I said, listen, I have been doing this, talking about the criminals in Nigeria for the past 10 years. It didn't win me any much friends. Okay, I've never won any much too many friends, but it has actually won me real people, real friends who indeed, understood me very well. So the politicians and their followers in Nigeria, when they defend their criminal politicians, they don't defend them with what good things they've done that benefit the general populace and they're still there. No, they attack your personality. On this social media here, I have Lagos Sabo Bakus who believe that Agbeke, that's my partner, Agbeke is a 50 years old woman. And they believe in it till tomorrow because of Tifnumbu and all those drug dealers, drug barons that are leading them, or criminals that are dealing with them. Because to them, that's the only way how can I abuse this Mayegun? Look at this Mayegun. He's married to Onyibo, a 50 years old Onyibo. Oh, look at this Mayegun. He's washing Onyibo pants. As if to say all of this, in a way, is one of the, they are the reasons why they are living in abject, wretched poverty, that women and children are dying in their hospitals, that they can provide you electricity, provide you young people jobs to live a decent life. So I have received so many of such insults, and most of the time, I just pass them on because I have also kind of come to reality that realization that there are so many mad people in Nigeria. Many of them made mad, lunatics by the system that they support, that they only get their therapy on Mayegun's Diary Political. Do you get that now? So to some of you who sees them, I will advise don't really take them to heart. Okay. So my caller, sorry for keeping you waiting. You there?
Mayegun.
Babo.
Good evening, Baba. Salute. Firstly, I go greet everybody for House of the Truth. Now they call the house.
That's right.
If I make comment, I say, on a good evening, my people for House of the Truth.
If you say House of Truth, Temple of Truth, you are not going to be mistaken. You'll still be on the track, Baba.
Firstly, Ahmed, I really appreciate Ahmed. I appreciate Princess. I watched that Zoom meeting.
Oh, the People's
They work.
Parliament 2 days ago.
Yeah, People's Parliament. But I don't think to do anything much. So I just dey watch the thing. I was still the
Busy,
pain
yeah.
because I do work. So I did work.
I can
And my
imagine.
new job, the job is start there. I no use phone, no do this, no do that.
About every
Later.
hour you can get right now, use them, or they tell you
Yeah.
for everybody, because
Now you
this
must,
cost of
Baba.
living crisis that is coming, it become be like say
Baba.
third world war they come to people who understand
Baba,
very
now
well.
me dey
Every
as
hour you
I
can
talk
get,
to
use
you,
them.
sir. Yes, Friday. I don't go do one
But you should also
induction
take it
again.
easy too. You know what I mean?
Everybody, your brother was pushing over you,
I
Baba.
tell you,
See,
I
more
tell
see,
you.
no, but
Because
see,
àwọn ní
but no, I
politicians tó
push
máa sọ
that
fún wa
no
pé
more.
káwa ní politicians tá a máa lọ máa kí tá a máa pè ní tá a máa pè màálù wọn ní
Nah,
bọ̀dá
so,
because kí wọ́n fẹ́ fún wa
Baba.
$100 or $200 or anything at all. So we are not there. You know what it means.
No.
Every hour counts.
Baba, Baba, every penny,
Yeah.
every penny, I tell people, every my penny, Baba, they work hard for them. You understand me? So you know, you can't tell me. See, to me, like all those idiots will go come hide under your platform, then they watch the thing, they take and they cool their mind, though. But if you don't talk about Chief Tinubu, Obidios, you go to pepper them, they go come out. By
Go
now,
automatically
I know
become the
you
source of all their problems.
no,
But I mean, it
So
doesn't change
I know say
anything
you
anyway.
don't think it doesn't change anything
It
to
doesn't.
me. You understand me? It doesn't change anything. I would just thank everybody for all their contribution and work and all the support they've been doing on this.
I am so grateful.
I really appreciate
honestly. Yeah,
everybody.
I'm also grateful to
And
everybody
then
as well.
about what Ahmed just said now, you see, when someone come on the platform and start saying, go and look for job, Baba, let me just, people should just listen to this,
Right.
This is my own personal life. I want to use that as an example. Baba, I have a daughter. Before I moved down to the UK, before I met my wife,
Right.
in a family, I have a daughter in Nigeria. And I brought this girl in, but it wasn't easy. It was the help of my wife. She's not the one that gave back to us. In a family, it's when we're on the streets hustling now. Our mother just get pregnant, they hustle, all those things. So the mother just dumped the girl for me, single-handedly. You understand me? They don't know if the person could become anything. You understand me? Single-handedly, I trained the girl by myself. I no go rush marry. Just the hustle for Nigeria, they do everything. Luckily, when I meet my woman through my business trip where they go buy stuff for Sweden, she's now beautiful for here. So to cut the story short, I brought in my daughter here in 2018.
2018, 4 years
we
ago.
Are now in 21. Yeah, we are now in 21, 2022. August last month, she was 20 years old. I brought her when she was 18. Baba, within 4 years, you understand me, with the kind of knowledge I've given to her before I even left her in Nigeria, you understand me, Baba, I need to sell one of my land to bring her here because I know that is my future.
Yeah.
You understand me? But believe me today, within that 4 years, my daughter bought her first car a week to her birthday.
See?
Yes.
She's in college as well, isn't she?
She's in college and she's working.
18 years to 20-year-old girl.
She's 20. That's August. Within 4 years, when I brought her, the school my wife put her for me. You understand me? She was coming second. One Asian girl always came first. There is this British man that normally gave them a trip to go in Denmark. Since I brought her into this country, before she finished high school, she's been going to that Denmark on that trip every year.
To Denmark?
Last year, I now said to my wife, I said, come, I need dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá tó ń fún àwọn ọmọ tó bá ṣe dáadáa school ní trip. Let's write to the school. Say, okay, it's true. It's a good suggestion. We write to the school. You know what the man said in response to the school? That they should tell us. He said he doesn't want to know us. He has nothing to do with us. All he does is any kid that is doing well in the school, understand?
Should benefit.
This is his own contribution. You understand me? Now tell me, one idiot will now sit down on social media, beggar in Nigeria, will be telling you, my go, you understand me, to go and look for job. You understand me? That you will be there when your child will be within age of 18 and 20, you will bought a car of 8,000 pounds. She doesn't do Yahoo. She doesn't.
And nobody is going to have to like profile him or her to have done any crime, because they know the system is living.
She's not even entitled to any benefit. Same as me. He's only the younger brother.
See?
That is pure British.
I understand how that works. Yeah.
Me and you know we live inside the same group now. You understand me? She works. She goes to college. She bought her first car. She even wants to go and take 1.2 liter brown milk on mortgage. I said no. I said no. Yeah, I said no. Don't take a new car.
Start somewhere.
You buy a smaller car first. You understand me? Through my other colleagues that we normally do spare parts and all those things together. Yeah, car shipment.
I mean, she's lucky. She has you. So when it comes to cars, you have history.
We got a nice Toyota Corolla. You understand me? 010 for just 1,800 pounds. Neat, nice. You understand me? Convert it to Naira. Baba, when me I did 20 years old, Baba, I don't even know where my life they go.
Your papa be Abule Showo or former councillor. Where you want? Even if your papa be that kind of self, where you want? I mean,
when I did 20 years old, anybody who knows the main area where one canal they there, now there they go park sand inside that canal, we link to international airport. I'm not even dream, so I go enter play for my life. I they tell you, I they go cut leave, Baba, you know a way nothing for more money. Ni no go canal. Anybody who knows the men, so I go know this thing I tell you. You understand me? That is the kind of life we
and there are millions like that, and they have made them believe that it is normal. You have to struggle in life before you make it. Then you realize that when you grow up and you have suffer, you realize that they lied to you. You're not going to make it. You're not making it. The system is never going to make you make it.
Through this my daughter own. I just sat down the day they brought the car. I was like, God, let's zoom in that. I have this kind of opportunity in Nigeria when I was 20 years old.
What would be your own kind of mindset then if you had such opportunity?
I mean, by now, what kind of life will I be living? You understand me? I will be living a peaceful, happy life. I still thank God for myself.
You don't have any time to hate. You don't have any frustration that will push you into anything shady. Because you'll be like, you have built your life. If you are caught with anything shady, you lose all of that. So because of that, you stay on and I mean, that's what I'm saying to all these people too. But they've never smelled it. They've never felt it. And all of this we are talking about right now, they are sounding like Fabu or something.
Yeah. Papa, you go imagine, say, from now, the stepmother, don't dare part the plan that by the time you will be 25, 26, you need to have your own house mortgage.
Imagine that. And it is achievable. She is young. The opportunity is limitless, unlimited. She would achieve that.
If you have between 15,000 to 20,000 pounds, you can make a deposit of a mortgage of house of like maybe 150, 200,000 pounds. And they give you loan.
And you know one thing, Baba, with the kind of girl your daughter is, right? If she set that goal and she's so close, she has a father, right, who can take her there if she's so close and about not meeting it. The effort, the attempt, and the opportunity she have access to, These are what many fathers in Nigeria cannot say about
Baba,
their own children. And yet, they would abuse Mayegun. You say, well, what is your business with Tinubu? What is your this and that? They are looting your future and that of your children. And some of you don't even know what you are missing. Honestly speaking.
I can't close this chapter with this little one. You know what happened when I want to bring my daughter here, 2016?
Tell us.
I sold one land I was having in Bafo. There is a problem there. After that, Bafo police station, Monila Kombe.
Right.
A friend of mine, they sold their father's property around Meta, and he was having like share of almost 5-6 million. Once of them, wow, no way, I bet I could jack out. Maybe in the next 5-6 years, I want to 10-20 million. What is out? No worry. You know, he was doing computer engineering, computer village, selling accessories, things was going. That same person today, I'm not laughing anymore. You know what he told me?
What?
About 2 months ago. You know about to say I listen to you. I for know the suffer with and suffer with my 3 children. You understand me? You see, I see some people they look me as idiots. I just they look there. You understand me? Because you see, most of all those people, even the family, we hear that thing. You understand me? But today, all those people they are jealous of me. Some of them today, they are ready to pay between 15,000-20,000 pounds for their children to come into this.
At least their children, they will just know that at least that one uncle, Tony Kombasu uncle, and we are saying and you know, people who are doing same thing again and again in Nigeria, expecting a different result, they are supposed to be listening to us right now, honestly speaking, because there is no different result coming. You're just going to experience a different suffering. That's it.
You go imagine MC Oluero, if today Nigeria as MC Oluero
go leaving children for America.
MC Oluero get about almost 11 children. All in children they Europe and they America.
Europe and America, of course.
Not only in Coco Staria, all of them, even the boys under them. Their children are everywhere here. You understand me? I even know one, I don't want to mention his name. You understand me? He's one of MC Oluemo. He's someone I know. His son is in Sweden. I know him very well. So you are master for me, Nigeria, Baba to support Tinubu back to Wale, everything my dad. Baba to support to be true learn. So I say more para law school.
Make her take another one again.
Baba, make her allow that.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us. And I've actually seen your daughter in this picture. Is that her in this profile picture?
Yeah, that is her.
Look at that smile. She's going to be so grateful to you for the rest of her life. When she goes further than this, she will be so thankful to you. And say me well to her when you see her next, Baba. Nice one, eh?
Thank you, Baba.
Nice one. So I have another caller on the line. I hope. Oh, I lost the call. Him or her. So if you call back in, I can still get you on. Okay, let's see. Good. Hello there. Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, nice one, sir. So good evening. This is Mayegun, or good afternoon to you, wherever you're coming from. I mean, calling from, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm calling from Canada, though. Mayegun, how are you?
I am fine. I'm here. And thanks for asking, sir.
Yeah, it's a very good one. It's always a good one. So, but we will not be tired of saying thank you to you. You always do a good job.
Thank you, man.
Everything about Nigeria is a fraud.
It is.
But we will not be tired of calling a spade a spade.
That's right.
We will not be tired. Because, like I always say on your program, I want to thank you for the platform, for sustaining it, at least to help us at times voice out the so much accumulated anger and
you know,
God bless you.
frustration, looking at the system, what it is like. So this platform is like a relief to some of us.
To
And
many, many
all
of
others,
us.
this
God bless
platform, it is a sign of relief when we voice out, you know, the pain we endure looking at how messed up the system is. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you so
You
much.
see, I was privileged to listen to you today from the beginning because I'm on my vacation.
Oh, bless you.
So
Thank you.
I have to listen from the beginning. Today was a very well articulated and a well presentation you made today. My own point is Nigeria is a fraud. And on top of that, it is structured to be the way it is.
It is.
And everything going on in Nigeria is a man-made, well-designed to keep people.
None of them is an accident. God bless you.
No. It was properly designed to keep people perpetually submissive, perpetually subjugated.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reason why they are doing all these things. Because how do you rebel? You talk about you can be a rebel. You can only be a rebel when you have without. And one of those things you need to have is adequate information, adequate knowledge.
God bless you.
Understanding that this life you are living is not the right one. That is number one. Number two is when you have what it takes, probably the financial muscle, probably the intellectual knowledge, or whatever that it will take you to fight for your right.
Yes.
So when you look at all the other places, there are some kind of repression. You just define for us. You read out what a fascist state could be. That is a true definition of Nigerian state.
Thank you.
If you look at every other places, they have such or a similar state. The same thing they do. Look at Iran.
Yes.
And so many other places, they have all these stupid leaders in power. They use that system to subjugate people. Now,
systems like
for
any
example,
small thing, they will say for the sake of national security now, they can arrest you and lock you up. They don't have to say what you've done or anything. They just say for national security. Oh, this country, we don't want this country to go up in flames. For the sake of national security, we just killed about 200 people in that village because for the sake of national security, we needed to, you know what I mean? These are fascist statements that human rights, law and all those things, they don't really matter. Okay? And then they play on religion and the rest of them. And that's Nigeria, like you said. A very good textbook definition of Nigeria.
Nigeria is a fraud. And there's no how a genuinity can come out of fraud. You can't have something genuine out of fraud. So when you have a fraudulent system, unfortunately, it will continue to produce fraudulent people.
Yes.
That is just the truth. Until that fraudulent structure is dismantled,
or axed,
you cannot have what you call patriotism.
No.
That is the truth.
No.
You cannot have ASU calling off the strike and not going back to strike after some time when you have an illiterate leading the country.
Mm-hmm.
These things, it's not a rocket science. When you have people who do not have passion for education,
mm-hmm.
they are leading the various states and the federal whatever they have. How would they care about education when their children is all abroad studying? So why would they care? These things are not rocket science.
They are not
so
rocket
what I'm trying to say,
I mean, where would the patriotism come from in the first place?
My brother, listen to me. You just said something. Some people are writing nonsense. I don't even pay attention to those things because why? There will always be people like that.
That's true.
And because there will be people like that, they are products of this fraudulent system. Why? Because Nigeria is a jungle. It's a survival the fittest place whereby man must work. So those people, They are just, you know, if you like, call them political jobbers. If you like, call them hustlers. They are trying to put food on their table. So I don't even blame them so much.
So logic doesn't make any sense to them. They will step it on his head, and they will never feel any kind of a whim.
Don't make attempts to change them. These people, it's just like the Agbados. They know that they are doing the wrong thing, but they have to still do it because that is the only way they will get money to take care of their needs.
To survive.
So that is the people I blame is the system that have allowed such things to become a normal thing. Because why? When you weaponize poverty to the point they have weaponized it, you weaponize ignorance to the point they have weaponized it. You make the people so vulnerable that their ability to be rational has been taken away from them. So they don't think about how to better life. They are now thinking about how to sustain the miserable life with miserability. So you don't have to make those people. Otherwise, what will make somebody to go and sell his vote for 1,000, for a salt, for Gary and all this stuff? These are the true indications of high level of poverty weaponization, high level of ignorance weaponization. So what I'm trying to submit is by this awareness everybody is now making, we will continue to deliver those that can be delivered. And those that will be delivered, it will be like a chain reaction. You deliver me, I will go and try to deliver somebody until a greater number of people are delivered from that mindset.
And the greatest weapon the greatest weapon of this deliverance and all that is the right information at the right time, and to continue to feed them into that and all that. And at the end of the day, when they have the right information, like you said, they are likely never going to have to feel comfortable with the wrong information that they are being fed that kept them under that their cling. You said.
Now, let me submit this for the last time. Let me tell you something. That's why I like to listen to your program. You are taking time and politely to discuss and explain the problem. And unfortunately, a great number of Nigerians have so much been subjugated that the intellectual assimilation has been reduced to zero. So people are not like being intellectual in discussion and reasoning. Rather, they all take the path of insult, abuse, and all that. So for me, I don't really want to engage a typical Nigeria intellectually. That is a waste of resources and time. Because you don't approach abnormal person with a normal approach.
No.
And that's why I don't subscribe to changing Nigerian problem through electoral process, because the process itself is a fraud.
It is.
No matter how you try to sanitize the INEC as an umpire, it's still a fraudulent system.
And we must always remember that and stop guessing and feeling like maybe they will do better this time. Maybe God will change them this time. You are just trying to pretend that maybe it will be better. Continue, sir. The whole system is rigged.
I'm just being very factual to you.
That's fine.
Like I always submitted to you. I am an Igbo man, and I have no apology on that. I'm a core Igbo man, and by extension, a Pan-Africanist.
God bless you.
As that be, I am not an obedient. Not because I hate Obi as a person. Not because I don't subscribe to all these imaginary. No.
Help me tell
I don't support it because why? He is part of the oppressor. Whether no matter how
we try to see
no matter how he tried to calculate all the GDP and say what he will do, he's part of the oppressor. Why do I say that? This Peter Obi, I said I'm an Igbo man. I respect him as a person. If we put all those that have come out, maybe him, and maybe a couple of other persons, maybe a lesser devil, but they are all devils. Listen to me. Peter Obi is claiming, if you want to know what I will do in Nigeria if I become president, go to Anambra. I have one question to ask Peter Obi. As a governor of Anambra State, if Peter Obi is sick today, will Peter Obi patronize any hospital in Anambra State without going to England to get a Medicare? That is one question. As governor who is proud of what he did in Anambra, can Peter Obi now, let us not talk of his own direct children,
right?
Because they may have graduated and all that. Can Peter Obi now, at least he has his children living in Nigeria, can Peter Obi comfortably advise and even at least to show as a public servant, make his children, take their own children to public school, any of the public school? These are the ways you will tell me that, yes, you left a legacy in Anambra State. You don't come and tell me some bullshit.
Yeah, the answer is no, because if he was to do it, we should be seeing it right now. So maybe I should answer on his behalf. The answer is no. So it's not different from them, of course.
And that is why I'm telling you, he is part of the oppressor. Because why you cannot tell me you were there in Anambra State? Yes, you built some roads. Should we clap for you because you built some roads? What is the standard of Anambra today? Is there any light in Anambra? What stops Peter Obi from building a gas turbine? Since they don't want to decentralize the stupid national grid. There is a legislation that empowers him to build a state gas turbine that can give some part of Anambra State electricity constantly. Did he build it? Did this Peter Obi that is making this stupid noise now, when he was in Anambra State, he said education was number one and all that. It may be, I don't care. I'm talking about
what it is actually, but I would like to hear what you want to say next on that, especially on that education. Go on, Baba.
I don't subscribe to it. As Anambra being the biggest and the most economic hub of Southeast, was Peter Obi able to harness Anambra State to bring intellectuals that came from Anambra State to mobilize that state to be an intellectual hub like Awolowo did in his time in Yoruba land? Can we now say that Anambra people today are more educated as a result of what Peter Obi did in education sector? So let us not deceive ourselves. I don't really subscribe to his presidency. That is my point. And secondly, why I don't is because I have taken time to look at all the time Southerners become president in Nigeria or they hold any national office.
Right.
I personally have seen that we Southerners suffer the most. When the man that succeeded in subjugating the entire Igbo people and Easterners as a whole into this contraption because of his personal ambition of becoming a president of Nigeria. He put all of us in this mess. Now, I have tried to look at when he became the president. What did the Southerners, Easterners to be precise, what did we benefit from the presidency of Zeke? That is number one. When the Aguiyi-Ironsi-led coup took place, what did the Easterners benefited from his military junta?
For having a Igbo man in charge.
What did we benefit? I'm just saying the ones that succeeded. Nzogu Q did not succeed. Now we came to the first.
But the first president of Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was also very prominent as well. The history said it was a ceremonial president, but my own history that I read eventually said it was actually so active in the First Republic. It wasn't just a ceremonial president. So you can add his name to it as well. Continue, Baba.
I just told you that is the person I said, Azikiwe. His name is Nnamdi Azikiwe.
That's right.
So what did we benefit? The only time that Igbo people or Easterners saw the light of development was when there was regional system, when Opara was there leading the Eastern Nigeria. Awolowo was in the west, and the Balewa and the rest of them was in the north. That was the only time we saw development come to the east. After that time, the next time we had a southerner that come from the east was Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
And his own is even worse. His own is even worse because it's so recent.
That is what I'm telling you. What did we benefited from this man being president of Nigeria for 6 years, my brother? Now, I listened to your program the day you brought a picture of Niger, the second Niger bridge, as contracted by Goodluck Jonathan, that has a railway on it.
Yes, it was meant
and
to have
the
a
one
train
that
line.
they are building
Railway.
Now, as a southerner that knows the condition of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan couldn't use that opportunity to do one thing for his own people, that at least as Boko Haram have now succeeded in empowering the Fulanis and all their destruction, at least let us be proud of a southerner. Oh, he empowered us and all that.
Especially a southerner who grew up during the war as a kid, possibly dreamt of a day he wanted to see wanted to see a very developed Eastern Nigeria. I mean, as a kid myself, there was a time I was dreaming of becoming the military head of state of Nigeria. Like, I'll just take over the government. And then I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this here in Ibadan, here and there. So Goodluck Jonathan, who later probably become the president, as you see, right? Ended up doing just like everyone else did. They don't give
That is
a
one
damn.
thing. That's why I
toss.
don't really subscribe to all this, because the ones we have had already, what have they done? Peter Obi, now, to be very honest with you, I don't hate him as a person, but I don't want him in their presidency, because Peter Obi had the heart during his governorship in Anambra State. It was when we witnessed one of the biggest massacre of the agitators. He has not denied it. Peter Obi killed almost 1,000 MASOP members under his supervision.
He denied that, by the way. You will continue, okay? He denied that. He said the day they found bodies in the Izu River, it wasn't in Nigeria.
Yes.
But people said the guy who was the then, is it commissioner of police? What's that guy's name again? That he was
the commissioner of the police.
Continue the story. But I just wanted to put that in there before you continue. But continue. The Izu River killings.
Yes. So this guy, yes, he's a fine young gentleman, has energy and all that. But my brother, if we must be honest to ourselves, Peter Obi cannot change the fraudulent structured Nigeria. He's only going to, of course, he had already said some things that I begin to say, what nonsense is all this? I think I heard somewhere he said, yes, my government will borrow. I told myself, oh, you're even still dreaming to borrow. That is one point. I also see where he said, yes, we will fight everything, but it will not be immediate. It will take time. He didn't tell us the timeline. That is the same old story we have been hearing. It will not be immediate. It will take some time. Have you not heard
that of 100 million people who have access to healthcare? And they said he did it in Anambra. They said poor people in Anambra were given a medical card. And I actually seen some as well.
Brother,
you from there? Tell me.
You live in the UK. Let us not buy into all this nonsense sentiment.
They are like a buzzword in Nigeria now. You know what I'm saying now? It's they are buzzword.
Yes.
I'll give you this. Free education. I'll give you that. But he just said he will give them 100 million integrated healthcare insurance.
Let's assume that he did that. Okay? Let's even assume that he did it.
He's not telling them how to fund it. That's what I wanted you to say. I wanted you to say, did he say how he's going to fund it? In Nigeria, just tell them you will do this and that. Don't tell them how you're going to fund it, because that will be too much. Because by the time you start telling them how you're going to fund it or where you're going to see the money, they will realize that you just made up nonsense. You just said something that's not realistic, intellectual.
Like I want to conclude with this.
Right.
Like today's program, you titled Tinubu going to London and all that.
Mm.
Because of the fraudulent nature of Nigeria, those that are shouting Tinubu, they know that it's a disaster waiting to happen. They know very well. And they don't really care. That's why it took me back to the man that called himself Shehu somebody, Mahdi or something, the one that was
that was inciting religious nonsense and tribal stuff, yeah?
You know how interesting Nigeria can be. How interesting. That's why I don't believe when somebody comes to tell me it's an intellectual produced in Nigeria. I don't really subscribe to it. I'm sorry.
No, you have to prove it.
Use that word.
That's why I'm like, sometimes you need to let people open their mouth and talk before you start believing anything you are believing.
That one is also an intellectual. He also acclaimed intellectual. He's part of the intellectuals we have in Nigeria. Now look at what somebody that says that he's an intellectual was saying. The same man, if you remember, you played that video in one of your programs. If I still recollect that
now,
where he was talking about the guy that they intercepted or arrested in Egypt or somewhere and brought back to DSS. The guy that was mediating between the bandits and the government or whatever.
That's true. Tukor
that guy.
His name is Tukor Mamu.
God bless you. You played in your program or somewhere. I watched that particular man where they were interviewing him in one of the television about that guy. He said something. If you don't know these people, you will so much be convinced that he's a patriotic Nigerian.
Honestly.
He is not a bigot, he's not a northern bigot. My brother, that's why all these stupid activism and activists in Nigeria, they are all fake. I can tell you
if you pay attention very well, you will know that they call them cash TVists now. Because everybody is now waking up to realize that they have been taking advantage of them all this while. So somehow.
Let me
go on.
Let me say this to you. You see, northern Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody that comes to any northern Muslim, to be precise, that tells you he's an activist, like Sheikh Husani and the rest of them, when they talk, it looks like they love all Nigerians. They want everybody to be together, blah, 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 and all that.
See, it's called Takia.
My brother.
Takia. That's what it's called.
Thank you. These people, they have one agenda, and that agenda is for Fulani or Northerners to continue to lead Nigeria. And they are being fronted as their kind of spouse or whatever activists that we continue to paint that picture that we are not religious people, we are not regional people, and blah blah blah. My brother, they will be very much comfortable in a Sharia Islamic Nigeria than secular Nigeria.
That for those who don't want to admit and all that. So we all eventually have to, come to that reality, soon. You know what? Our time is so gone. Thank you so much. I enjoyed this long chat with you. Some people are not happy. I have to be honest, okay? They're like, oh, why is he just there? You just left him. And quite kind of...
I'm sorry.
Maybe I just got lost in the conversation.
I'm sorry for them.
It's so interesting. So thank you, okay? You have a good evening yourself.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
You have a good one. Good night. So I'll take just one more and we can call it a night. My time is so up now. Hello there, brother.
Hello, Gio.
Baba, how are you, sir?
I'm so happy. I changed my picture.
Oh, did you? I was looking at that like, that's a young person and all that. But anyway, good to hear from you, sir. So we are almost
so much.
We are almost saying degrees and calling it a night. But
I know.
We are in. So how are you?
I know. The sermon of today is part of it is for me. Gio, Nigeria has happened to me. For the past 14 days, I've been receiving therapy from your sermon. 6 months ago, my son was sick. He's getting better. 1 day off, 1 day in. For the 14 days ago, they have been tested for any test any sick person can receive. What did they say? They said They can't see anything at all. They tested the kidney, tested everything. When you are talking about the health care in Nigeria, I was crying. My son, I lost him 14 days ago, 39 years man.
So
for Nigeria happened to me.
I am so
when
sorry.
You are talking of this thing today, honestly, my ego.
And there are many people like that as well. Sir, it is so worse that there are even people who have the money. They have the money, but they can't get the health care. You get that? Yes. And they are still there in that same system in a way. I am so sorry for your loss, sir. Sincerely, from all of us.
For the past 14 days, honestly, I've been enjoying you before, but this 14 days ago, I enjoy you more than before because I'm receiving therapy from you. God will bless you and be with you and your family.
Amen. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the courage. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Yeah? And then by all means, we pray that God will give you the fortitude to bear that loss. I mean, it can only be imagined.
Thank you.
God keep the rest of us and you too. I mean, it's sad, but
thank you.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good night.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
Good
you.
night, sir.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that's breaking. No wonder I saw the picture there. The picture, I believe, is the picture of the young man. No father, no parent should ever witness the death of their own son or daughter. And Nigeria has a way of dealing with us in a way that we can be broken forever. There are many people, many like us who are suffering from the PTSD of what we have experienced because of the horrible system that these guys put together. Or you just probably don't admit to them that the people who caused all of this are these criminals. When they tell you to go to Mecca, to go and throw the stones at the shaitan, right? Sometimes you shouldn't finish all the stones in Mecca. Keep some of them and take them back home. When you see these politicians, you use that same stone and stone them because they're the devil that are behind all your trouble, sincerely, right? If they ask you to go to anywhere and go and pray against this or that, you should probably keep some of those things that you use there for these criminals. You shouldn't worship them. You shouldn't praise them. You shouldn't defend them. But if you haven't become a victim yet, or you probably don't know that you are a victim yet, it's because you are only seeing what you want to see. It is sad, sincerely. And I pray that the family will be able to have the enough strength and courage to live through these trying times. Because I can only imagine it, sincerely speaking. Honestly. We're going to have to call it tonight, okay? Thank you so much for your time tonight. I'm going to see you some other times, okay? Stay safe, stay woke. Ignorance is not an excuse to taking a decision on what is going on in Nigeria. You can continue to choose your different groups and defend them with wherever you want to defend them with. But there's something you must never forget. For every choice you make, there is a consequence and consequences too. So whichever one you pick, choose your poison right. And remember, sometimes, or even most times, the consequences are not limited to those of you who make those choices. Innocent people are trapped in them. Millions of them are never going to understand why this is happening to them just because of your choice. Good night from here, and all of you. Stay safe.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. àní máyégún máa wí.
Mayegun diary, na he be number one.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, na he be number one.
máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Mayegun diary, na he be number one.
godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ máyégún.
Mayegun diary, na he be number one.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, na he be number one.
àní máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, na he be number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran.